ego comes and stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good afternoon. I'm only sharing this to Trudging Together. So, yeah. This is an inside one. This is for my friends, kind of. I just don't want to, like, dump all my videos into other people's groups. It's got to be mixed up. Even the grassroots group, I can't just put every single one in there and interrupt somebody's lunch, and I just can't. Hey, Jillian. Yeah, I had Jillian to the I Am Live. I'm not going to be here to bitch. I'm not going to bitch. No. But there's stigma in AA. There is. And we're going to kind of cover it. I'm going to cover my own first. I'll cover my own first. I just put out a thing about empaths, and I don't, they said super empaths, and there's these 7 things that they describe. It described me to a T. I like seeing things like that because it helps me realize that I'm on the right path. And, I'm the kind of person where if you want to get excited about AA, I will fucking get you excited about AA. I have this natural influence of people, and I don't necessarily know where I got it. I've lived a very, very, very hard life. I've been abused every single way that there can be. Mentally, emotionally, sexually. I've been abused. I've had a very rough fucking life. A lot of people just didn't want to be around me, even when I was younger. Even then, I had this influence of just, I don't know. I didn't do the right thing, but I wanted fucking justice. And if I saw you picking on somebody else, I didn't care how big you were. I'd kick you in the nuts. And I'm still that way. I'm very protective about some things, and that includes my AA. Why? Because what did I just describe to you? I fucking earned my fucking seat. I said I wasn't going to go off, and that's not going off. That's fact. It's fact. All right. Let's do, and we got to talk about this shit, man. Welcome to Daily Trudge. My name is Dion. If you're here, please say hello, or howdy, or hey, or Dion, you're awesome. That's always good too. So I'm accepting the fact that I'm a really, 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 really good person. It's not hard to accept for somebody that has been told what a fuck up he is his whole life. What's my stigma when it comes to AA meetings? Drug talk. Drug talk is my stigma. I don't fucking hear it. I wasn't a drug addict. I don't hear it. I'm not saying I didn't do drugs, but I'm not a drug addict. Most alcoholics aren't drug addicts. They did drugs to enhance their drinking. But if you had to pick in your mind, what would it be? You know what we call that? We call that DOC, drug of choice. And it helps us determine which route you need to go. I did ecstasy. I did cocaine. I did shrooms more than anything else. I'm a natural kind of guy. Weed, lots of weed. In fact, I still dabble in THC. It's medicinal now. It's medicinal. That will cause a stir in AA. I'm an alcoholic. I'm a fucking alcoholic. This is what got me in a little bit of a tizzy. Mental health. Mental health. That was the topic. Mental health. People don't like hearing about it. Oh, we don't. But then drugs comes up. See how it kind of goes against my own thing. See, I do it too, right? Correct. But I didn't utilize it that way. I used to use weed to enhance my drinking. Once I quit drinking, the weed became medicinal. But you are correct. It has always been that way. And I agree. I would rather, I'm sorry, but I would rather smoke a joint before fucking using Adderall. Kiss my ass. Just where I am. Anyway, I'm being a little too open. I got to be careful on how much I share on that stuff or it gets used against me. Okay. I'm going to pull out the big book here. I'm going to change some words. Okay. But here's my big thing. I have a lot of experience around mental health. A lot. And if I'm in a meeting and somebody brings up mental health, and if I say that you cannot be diagnosed until you are 6 months sober, that is fucking fact. It is experience. It is fact. It is not advice. And people are like, we can't give out advice. Advice. I didn't give out any fucking advice. That's crosstalk. That's crosstalk. And it feels that way. Okay. Now I'm going to tell you how that made me feel. You ever describe your loneliness to somebody that doesn't understand and you felt more lonely? All it did was help me feel more set apart in that fucking meeting. And I don't know that I want to go back. I don't like being abused. That's stigma. And if you're not dealing with it, shut the fuck up then. Right? What it came down to is this: a spiritual malady, man. We all have a spiritual malady. I'm going to read something in the big book. An illness of this sort, and we've come to believe in an illness, involves those about us in no other way human sickness can. If a person has cancer, all are sorry for him, and I'm using this because this happened in the meeting. No one is angry or hurt, but not so with mental illness, for with it there goes annihilation of all things worthwhile. Yes, mental illness. My PTSD does this to me. It sets me apart. There were times I would wake up in the morning and I thought people were out to get me. I thought it was real. I thought that existed. It was true in my fucking head. So don't sit here and fucking tell me after 8 years of hard work, of getting rid of my nightmares, of being a good fucking example, that I'm handing out advice. No. We're lucky we don't double dip in that meeting. I don't know. There's people there that I like, but I was sitting there and somebody sends me a message that, what did they say? They said, so like, watch your poker face. This person hardly ever talks to me. And then while I'm talking, they start typing about M&Ms. I find that extremely rude. And that meeting does it all the time. I'll look up and there'll be 99 messages. No wonder nobody's getting sober. When it comes to Zoom meetings, the chat is there for encouragement and sponsorship. Otherwise, please shut up. I almost turned off chat while I was talking, so I didn't have to see that. When you're in a meeting, let's say I'm in an in-person meeting, and that person over there starts talking about M&Ms and they get in, what happens? What do you think happens to that person? It demeans them. This is manipulation. It's power. Okay? If you are a co-host and if you're a host and a co-host and nobody else can type but you are abusing a power. And I will notice it every single time. Get in your fucking lane. Get in your lane. Okay? That's why I created this arena, because I cannot go to AA and say this. It's not the right arena. It's not. And we did come to, the parking lot meeting was kind of fun. It was about sugar. And I went ahead and joined in because I like to be a part of and whatever. What I brought up was, hey, why don't we give people in detox sugar? They need it. And everybody's like, yeah, let's give that guy a Snickers. Yeah, it's like passing a... Can you shut the fuck up? I'm listening. Even when my camera is off, I'm listening to whoever's speaking. And even if I'm off camera, I'm still going, yeah, woo. You can't hear me, but I am. I have to watch it in live meetings because I still do it. I'll be over there going, yeah. I love watching people recover. I love it. And if you do something to take that away from me, fuck, the price to pay on that might be tough. Because I'm not a person to, I'm the kind of person, you fuck me twice. Actually, you fuck me once. There's not going to be a second time. Because I will not allow you to be in that situation with me again. I won't. I have, I have friends where I can tell them anything, right? And they won't say nothing. But if I need them to keep an important appointment, forget about it. It's a different level of trust. Anyway, I'm off topic. It engulfs all those lives who touch the sufferers. It brings misunderstanding, fierce resentment. I'm talking mental illness, not alcoholism. What is alcoholism? It's a mental fucking illness, my friends. It brings misunderstanding, fierce resentment, financial insecurity, disgusted friends and employers, warped lives of blameless children and wives. Anyone can increase the list. So when I go to my AA meeting and you're telling me that I am doing something wrong about that, then no, I'm sorry. Hey, Laurie, good to see you. That's what yeah, and I said that a little bit earlier. Great solution. And that's what I love about my friends. They're solution oriented, even if I'm a whiny bitch. I have this. Well, this is solution stuff, yeah. But if I don't bring up the topic, we can't talk. Yeah. I actually started one. So it's good to see you, Lori. Lori and I have had lots of debates, and we've gotten to our answers. It can be really confusing. It can. Um, and Laura, you may not have been here earlier, but I brought up my own stigma, and it's wrong too. That I get tired of people talking about drugs in my A meetings. Well, that's not any different than somebody having a problem with my mental health talk, right? But you know what the difference is? I kept my mouth shut because somebody 4 years ago said, "Hey, Dion, you need to find your arenas. And then you need to talk the right way in those arenas." Didn't you, Lori? I didn't forget. I'll forget, man. This thing's a fucking steel trap. Drives me nuts. Okay. I was just watching this comedian. I forget his name. He's like, okay, I think I'm starting to understand crazy people a little bit. And I think what it is the volume in the head. I'm like, that makes so much sense to me. And he's like you'll just be walking along and your brain goes, buy a hammer. Okay, okay. I'm like, I get that. That's so funny. He's like, his brain's like, kill the pigeon. He's like, with the hammer? Yes. Okay, okay. I'm like, I understand that. I get that. Right? So, yes, I was in this meeting, and I'm not putting, God bless these people. There's one lady in there. She's going through arduous stuff. I'm not going to bring it up, but I just kind of talked about it. Okay, everybody surrounded them. But when it came to my mental illness, it was bullshit talk. Or not mine, but people talked about it. And it's legit. I'm sorry, but they shared their experience. I did not hear one person say, you've got to go on this med and you got to go on that med. What they said was, I tried this. It didn't work for me. So I had to go back and be honest. And that's what they were saying. They were saying I wasn't honest with my doctor until I was honest with them about what was going on. That's when it got better. So what happened is I was depressed and I went on my meds and I went to therapy to make it better. And now I'm getting off my meds. I'm sorry, but that's solution. And it's very much AA. But you don't like to talk about drugs, Dion. Oh, but I meant other drugs. Ah, busted. Busted. See? There's stigma in AA. Yes. You're not, you have a room full of judgmental people, right? With intrusive thoughts. I mean, and Jillian's here, so she ain't in mind. I was writing to her bitching. And I kept, and finally, actually, this is what happened. I'd say something, I'm like, no, Dion, backspace. And finally, I just wrote her and said, I want a bitch, but I keep backspacing because it wasn't somebody else. It was me. I was allowing myself to be triggered. Now we're getting down to causes and conditions. Now I can take a look at this a little bit better, right? No, I don't like it when I share my experience and people come back and tell me stop giving advice. That's not advice, and I'm sorry you took it that way. That's not my fucking problem. Sorry, dude. Welcome to my boundaries. See, this is what therapy did for me. And then you know what Jillian and I did? You know what Jillian and I did? We came up with the answer, right? So we both admitted we were wrong. It was the first thing that we did. We're like, this is pissing me off and I'm wrong. It's pissing me off. And then we were like, you know what? It's about the spiritual malady. This is all about a spiritual malady. It's great. Yeah. See, this is how empathic I am. I'm telling you, this is what happens to me all the time. And this, I'm not going to tell you who it is. Hey, I know you're not feeling well, so if you need to wait till next week, it is fine. Up to you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm drained physically. You can go take a nap like they need to because I'm supposed to meet with my sponsee. But I know he ain't feeling. I can feel it. I can feel it. If you get mad at me, even if you're keeping calm, like in that meeting, see, I could feel the anger towards me. And that's what was getting me. That's one of my triggers. That's one of my triggers. And thank you, Jillian, for being the one to stand up and say, you know what? That's great that we're arguing about all this stuff, but really what we have is spiritual malady. And if we focus on that, the rest will fall into place. And that fucking helped me. It reminded me, oh, Dion, this doesn't look like your lane. Oh, shit. And now I can have a better day. Now I can help people instead of, don't people in AA hurt my feelings. Now, we all have our perceptions of what should be said in AA, what shouldn't. There's a lot of changes going on, man. A lot of changes. But I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of great ways to get sober. And not all of them are AA. I prefer AA. Right. Well, maybe not more. You know. But yeah, I mean, I go to that meeting because I have friends there. And I like to see my friends. That's why I go to that meeting. Maybe I need to think about me a little bit more on that. Also, back to basics. Maybe I should start going to meetings and taking what I need and leave the rest, like I should be. Maybe I'm taking it a little too personally. Okay? They may not even been talking about me, but to me it doesn't matter because I didn't hear anybody give advice. Maybe I missed it. Maybe I missed it. What I heard was a bunch of experience of how people pulled off fucking miracles. I think sometimes the people that have mental illnesses in AA, I don't think they're always treated right. I'm not putting anybody, but when I see a video where I see somebody that's on drugs and somebody's recording them and then they put it on Facebook, it hurts. It hurts my heart. And if you hurt my heart, you're going to make me angry and I'm going to want to lash out at you. I don't even know that person, but I do not find it funny. Maybe other people do, and I guess I need to be okay with that. Don't say the word retarded in front of me. I will correct you. You don't say the N-word either. Okay, it's name calling. For me, it's just, and I do my best just not to call anybody names because fuck, they're going through shit too. They're going through stuff too, and I can feel it. I was telling my wife earlier, and we were talking about happiness, and she, because something happened this morning, and it's kind of between me and her. It was a big deal. I did something I didn't know was in me, and I told her, and she started crying, and a happy cry, because she's relieved that I finally made it to a place, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. And growth always hurts. It does. There's a part of my mind that's like, oh, Dion, that's weak. And that's why I posted, the most masculine thing I can do is provide unconditional love. It's the most, I can't think of anything more masculine than accepting people for who they are and helping them, even if they don't like me. I understand you may not like me, but it's not a requirement. You liking me is not a requirement for me to help. When anyone anywhere reaches out for help, I want the hand of God, not just AA, God. I want the hand of God to be there. I'm jumping on board with Jesus lately too. Yeah. I don't get too religion here, but there's one factor in every religion, and it's Jesus. So how can it be wrong? Because I'm wrong quite often, right? We got to get back to each their own principles before personalities. And I'm saying this mostly for me, because sure, I will get caught up in it too, and the moment I get caught up in it and I start fighting, I'm wrong. I'm automatically wrong. I think that's what Jillian and I were talking about. I think that's why we're telling on ourselves, because we knew that we were angry and it was us. But at least we were angry together, and then we're like, is this shit worth it? And what is it? What is it? Well, it's my deep need to make you understand what I am. No. So, I think Lori gave the best suggestion out of everything that I've talked about, and that's finding the right place for the right people. I say that I go there, for my friends, but I also do need a noon meeting. And I've tried most of them in Colorado, and I find them wanting. I leave unsatisfied. I'm not a big. I was talking to a friend yesterday, and she's in Texas. She's here quite often, so and she's like, "Yeah, I'm kind of been searching meetings." She's an online person, and I told her stay out of Colorado. She's like, "I already know that." I said, "Unless it's my meeting, stay out of Colorado. Go to meetings where the states are doing really good in recovery, and you'll probably find a different meeting." Here's my thing. I work in my community. I do a lot of work in my community. So I want my AA, I would like AA in Colorado to be better. Now I've gone to some in-person meetings. I tell you that shit ain't happening there. It's only the Zoom meetings where this bullshit tends to happen. The over talking, okay. Now if we think about it, what is it? Well, show me an alcoholic and I'll show you ADHD. We don't understand delayed gratification until we fucking learn it. Okay? And so when you go to a meeting where there's no double dipping and you talk first and then somebody says something that, oh yeah. Wait. Earlier, I'm just going to continue using examples from earlier. Earlier, I was getting upset to the point where I was not listening. But when Jillian and I figured that out, I was able to listen again. See? We sat there and 10-stepped in the middle of the meeting, made it better, came up with the solution. Then she brought it up because I had already talked. All right. Now, I also have to think about maybe what I said. Was I back to that, You know, you can lead a horse to water. You know, you can't make him drink, but you can shove his fucking head in there. See, nobody likes that line anymore. But it's because it's misunderstood. The world isn't as rough. See, before, that was not a bad thing. So when I say it, people and they argue with me, I'm like, what the fuck are you even talking about? I just said that. Oh, times have changed, and I probably need to change a little too. Right? I know what I want. You know, but let me. It's hard to describe this one, and that was a really bad way to start the describing. This is what okay. So anyway, I was talking to my wife, and she's like, we're talking about my happiness, and I told her, you know, yeah, I am happy. I'm doing much better. Um, yeah, nice try, Amber. We used WhatsApp. Um, and we didn't talk shit about anybody. It was a 10th step and needed. Smart ass. And I told her, my problem is this. I need everybody around me happy because I can feel it. I want everybody to be happy. I'm not going to be sad. And I know it won't happen. Trust me, I know. I know I don't have that power. But I will do everything that I can. I will. I don't know what it is that I can. I can't do everything. There's a lot of things I can't do. If you say midwife, I'm gonna get you. It's a running joke here that I'd make a horrible midwife. So, hi Patricia, it's good to see you. Good after or almost good evening for you. So, but you're right, Amber. We did use text. I, but I think it was better than unmuting at the end and well, needing to make an amends after I was done talking. And what is that for? Is it my empathy or is it my codependency doing that? Because see, even yesterday, you know, I see a horse stuck in water and I die inside. I can't look at it. Those ASPA what it commercials with the animal, I can't watch them. I will run out of the room crying if I watch that. I can't help it. And when things make me feel sad or have an influence over me, my number one thing to do is get angry. Oh, that's weak, Dion. No, it's not weak. But it's not weak. So it's always like, Dion, no, that's not correct. If I could just make everybody get along, it'd be great. But at the same time, how would we ever have hard discussions? You know, because of these hard discussions, I've gotten closer to all of you. I have a trust, which is trust is besides respect, trust is my number one thing. I need to know that I can trust you. There's even one guy, you know, he said he could help out with finding us a house, but I'll write him something. He says, okay. And something in my gut says no. It was just the way the okay came across. Is that Dion's PTSD or is that Dion's empathy? I won't know until I actually meet the person. Before that, to me, it's probably going to be an assumption. Okay. I'm also the kind of person where if I have two friends, yeah, what is that? Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's what I was talking about. Yeah. What is it? I don't, I love animals, but I don't have this deep, I don't run around and help out. Well, I got 8 cats. I guess I do. Never mind. I take care of the bunnies and the squirrels and the bird. I guess I do help animals all the fucking time. Wait, humans are animals. Humans are animals. So, and that is what we call justification. Yay! All right. You belong in AA. And I'm gonna say this too. People that have mental illnesses in the program, or anybody that has mental illnesses that successfully works through them, will create more good in this world than a group of drunks that don't have any mental illnesses. I watch it all the time. Those are our advocates. Those are the people that stand up and say, I fucked it all up and it was wrong and now you're doing it. We can't go that route, because when it happened to me, this is what happened. We need those people like you wouldn't believe. These are the people that do that, are the people that heal this fucking world. I call them sacred hearts. I can tell you now, if you listen to me more than once, you got one. How do I know? Because if you are not at least spiritual, I will disrupt everything in your life. I won't mean to do it. I won't mean to do it. I'm also the sick fuck that said the smoke from the fires and why are fueling the hurricane that's going to take out Florida. You know, intrusive thoughts, Amber. My brain did not disagree with you. That's what makes us alike. The fact that we can be wrong together. That we know hardly anybody admits that they have intrusive thoughts. If you're an alcoholic or addict, you got them. You got them. Intrusive thoughts equals trauma. Oh, it equals sordid places. Yeah. So I think what I'm going to do is this when it comes to meetings and my own stigma of I'm tired of drugs being in it and I'm tired of hearing me fucking say it. So I'll let it go. It's not my decision. There it is. What are we doing? Let's just go to the book. I'm going to go to the book because this is it. Here's the answer. Bottom of page 62. This is the how and why of it. First of all, we had to quit playing God. It didn't work. I'm playing God. I'm playing God. A real simple answer now. But it took me 33 minutes to get there. Mental illness. It's because of my mental illnesses. See, other alcoholics may have gotten to that quicker. I don't have that luxury. My brain does not work like that. It's got to sift through every fucking thing first. Why do you think I say I don't meditate? I decompress. I need to relieve myself of all the emotions that I got from everyone else. Now, before, I used to think it was hate, that everybody hated me. But you want to know the number one emotion I have left over at the end of the day now? Love. And it comes from all of you. All right. Next, we decided that hereafter in this drama of life, yep, I'm causing drama when I do that. Okay. Who am I to say? Who am I to say without a group conscious, without God in the room, without making a good decision and taking a look at everything? Otherwise, I'm playing God. The moment I think I'm right, I'm probably playing God. I've got to look at it. God was going to be our director. I love this part. I like this part because it gives options, and that's what I like. God was going to be our director. He is the principal. We are his agents. This is the one that caught me. This was mine. He is the father, and we are his children. I never really had a father growing up. So this was important to me. God is my father. My higher power, he's my father. He's given me the directions to help my children, and I did not do it the way my parents did. Okay, I learned from their mistakes. I'm not saying my parents were bad people. No. If I had to fucking deal with me, I may have done the same thing. They worked with the best that they got. Okay? You know? Most good ideas are simple. And here we go. Stop playing God, Dion. Keep it simple. It's none of your business. If people want to talk about their drugs in there and how they used it, see? Who cares? Right? But what about the other side? If I talk about my mental health, and that's what it was mental health. But when we talk mental health, we're going to talk mental illness. Okay? So why would some people get angry that you talk about your mental illness? Maybe they don't want to change it. It's the only thing I can think of. And what would that be? Well, that'd be a spiritual malady. Now I can love them for who they are. It irritates me, right? Because, no, that's wrong. But so what? What's my action going to be to that? What's the action going to be? What's the right action? Right? That's why sometimes I don't like going to meetings and share, because I'm going to share what God tells me to share. And sometimes people are just, and I won't fucking hear it. I've been listening to it for 35 years. I won't fucking hear it. So we're not all sick on the same day, right? Yeah. There was something that, and I must have forgot it, but because Amber put that up, and there was something that popped into my head that I thought was pretty rude too. I was going to bring it up, but I can't remember it, just so that you know you're not alone. Yeah. It is. Yeah. You want to know the two top ones? Yes. Yeah. Just like we are right now. Now, did this start out that way? No, we started with the problem. Got to start with the problem so we can work through it, right? But what we needed to do is get down to causes and conditions. Why am I angry about this? Well, I'm angry because I'm not getting what I want, and I'm playing God. That's why I'm getting angry. That's a cause and condition. I can work with that. People having stigma, I can't work with that. It's too big. And I can't go around changing people's minds on that, right? So it can be tough to share your experience, strength, and hope, but we just keep moving forward. We're still going to be friends, maybe. I do have a question. Somebody texted me or chatted me at the beginning of the meeting and said something about my poker face, and they said nothing else. And I can tell you this: I know this person doesn't like me. I know it. I can feel it. That's not new to me. I just need to look you, even in Zoom, I can look you in the eye. I'll know whether you didn't like me. Over compliment me, I know you don't like me. There is not one person here that I might get a compliment every now and again, right? But we don't get compliments for taking out the trash. So when somebody over compliments you or gives you these big woo, then guess what they are? Fake. They don't believe that. They actually do not like you. That's your signal. And it's true for me. It's experience. Okay. And you can tell the difference because if you are honest with yourself and somebody gives you a compliment, you'll know if it's fake. Say thank you anyway and just keep walking. Just say thank you. Thanks. Appreciate that. Even though in your mind you might be true. See, if somebody but tonight I'm cleaning out my closet. I don't know why I'm saying that, but I'm a big Eminem fan. I've always enjoyed Eminem. They're just probably because he's a drunk like me, you know. But the way he puts his words together, man, he's just a fucking master at words, man. And I can appreciate that because I love I love I don't know. I love being the center of attention and people loving me. I'll just call it that. I do. I'll admit it. That's why I do. That's partly why I do this. And do I put it out there? Do I? No, I invite my friends. Yeah. Yeah. I wear my sunglasses at night. Who sings it? Who sings it? I'll give you his initials, JW. I believe it's John Waite that sings that. I could be wrong. Popping in my mind, huge difference. Patricia says something is popping up in my mind has a huge difference between codependency and interdependence. Well, shit, Patricia, now you're talking over my head. Okay, but we're going to find out. Interdependence. Now that I said it out loud, I know it. Okay, we're going to do this anyway. Interdependence is the state of being mutually dependent on one another. It can be used to describe complex systems such as, and it goes on, but I'm going to say AA. Thank you, Patricia. Yes, big difference between codependency and so. And Patricia, I'm just going to ask you, do you think I'm being more interdependent than codependent on kind of some of the stuff that I'm talking about? I know that I have codependencies. I know that. I do. I mean, I would literally take a bullet for my wife. I don't care. I would protect, if I can, I will protect her from anything, including God. And it's codependency. Now, as a man, and my job is, see, but that's not codependency. That's me saying, no, you touch her and I'm going to fuck you up. So she feels protected. Is that my job? It doesn't mean I go around picking fights. No. I know people are going to hit on her. She's a good looking lady, man. So, yeah. Sorry, I kind of went off on not off, but left field. Yeah. We all have ADHD. It's hard to figure out, man. It's just whether we're willing to go on the I don't want to go on the meds for it, but I'm starting to wonder that maybe there's something out there. I don't want Adderall. I don't want it. I need something that's going to help me focus. That's my problem. I need to be able to focus. I'm too all over, and I know that's ADHD, the clinical. I am not diagnosed with that. I'm going to just say that, sure. First, I'm going to say I'm not diagnosed. But every therapist I've had has pretty much said, Dion, have you thought that maybe you have ADHD? See how that's brought up? Do you think maybe, you want to know why you do that? Because every mental illness comes with one thing. All of them come with one thing: denial. And why do people deny? Why? Stigma. It's why we lie. We don't want to be thought of another way. Yes. So, which applies to family members too. So, it did go on with that. Let's go ahead and just take a look at it then, because it says relationships. The relationship between a spouse and their partner is interdependent. Okay. So this is really helping me. I knew what you meant. I knew what you meant. It's just it was in Spanish or whatever, but I could figure it out, which applies to. That's what went through my head anyway. Until you said something, I didn't realize it was animals and plants. There is a great deal of interdependence between plants and animals. That makes a lot of fucking sense. Think of bees. That's right. Don't kill bees, man. No. No, no worries. No worries. Patricia, you don't need to apologize ever here. No. And it's Portuguese. Thank you for correcting me. Yeah, what a great economics. No, I'm not even gonna, no, no, because I'll just say something stupid. Buildings. There is an interdependence between design features and technology within a building. Well, what are we building? First, we build a foundation. We build arcs. We do a lot of building in AA. This makes great sense, Patricia. Great call. Great call. Yeah, because all these people need to work together in order to create the right thing. So AA, 12-step groups, I mean, any pathway that I could think of would be, celebrate recovery, smart recovery. I tell you, I know I'm not huge on smart recovery, but it fucking works. It works. I'm not big on celebrate recovery. There's way too much crosstalk for me. Drives me crazy, but it works. Well, Variety's a great program. Okay, is for a specific ethnic group. I don't even know what they're called nowadays, so I ain't even gonna try. The original owners of America. I'll put it that way. Social groupings. Wow. Yeah. Interdependence can also be used to describe the process by which people influence each other's experiences. This is known as interpersonal interdependence and is a key concept in a social exchange theory. Yeah, we're a team right here, right now, Patricia. This was great. Thank you for teaching me something new. I love this shit. I love this shit, man. Because it helps my mind make sense with what's going on. That gives me hope because we're finding a solution, right? You're like, Deanna's 47 minutes. Shut up. All right. I'm going to say this and then. Some synonyms for interdependence include affiliation, affinity, alliance, association, and connection. Perfect sense. It's a noun. The dependence of two or more people or things on each other. Tradition one. That's tradition one all day. All right. Oh, I missed it. It was 2:22 a minute ago. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate it. Good talk. Good talk. Good solutions. Yeah. All right. Thank you. I love you.